Hello nerds, today we're going to be taking a look at the Fnatic Flick G1. Will this mouse make me shit hot at video games and earn me a spot on Fnatic's CSGO team? No, it won't. And it won't for you either, so stop dreaming and come back to reality. So this mouse is the first from Fnatic's very own attempt at making gaming peripherals. Last year they started an Indiegogo page to gather the cash together to start up their adventure. It managed to hit £240,000, which is a hefty sum, and 170% more than what they had targeted. Their principles based on this page are no marketing bullshit or fancy useless tech features, just great products inspired by our players and our experience as world-class professional gamers gaming games. From what it looks like, they brought out a company called Funk as well and are carrying on with the work that they were doing previously. So the mouse is holding a 3310 sensor, one that is very common in most high-tier gaming mice. It has on-run switches across the board, has 256 kilobytes of onboard memory to store up to 3 profiles, up to 5000 CPI and up to 1000 Hz polling rate. The mouse is 126mm long, 68mm wide and 40mm is its highest point and weighs at around 90 grams without the cable. So my first thoughts when getting this out of the box is, oh my goodness, it's like the Final Mouse, but it's not my Final Mouse as it's a different shape to my Final Mouse, but it's also not the Final Mouse Classic Ergo either. What is this? Oh, it's Fnatic's own mouse. They pretty much share the same coating on top and bottom. You really do get a feel that it's just a generic mold mouse design instead of one that is properly made from scratch. This might not be the case as I have no evidence to back this up. As the coating is pretty much the same, it does mean I'm not a huge fan of it. It attracts dirt quite easily and isn't really that comfortable to hold after long sweaty gaming sessions. The build quality isn't quite up to standard, as when I use the mouse 1 and 2 switches I can feel it rubbing against some of the shell on the inside, which when you notice it is incredibly annoying, but I might be unfortunate with this and the experience may not be the same for everybody. The side buttons are pretty nice and responsive. They are a bit out of the way compared to other mice that I've used, but because they require a small amount of force to actuate, it's not really that much of a problem. I've not had any cases of misclicking them despite this, so it is a good design choice overall. Now the scroll wheel is something that impressed me quite a bit. Scroll wheels do seem to be something that most companies seem to fuck up on, but Fnatic's first attempt is a good one. It receives my coveted scroll wheel feels real seal of approval. Yay. The shape I'm actually finding quite comfortable. It feels like a bigger Zowie ZA, but the sides don't curve in on the inside so much and the highest point sits further in the middle on the flip mouse. It's a very safe shape that works well. I guess it could benefit from grippier coating though, as there isn't really anything to hold on to, if that makes any sense. Because it does in my head. So the in-game performance is as expected. I was some scrubby silver 1 player and upon booting up CSGO with this mouse plugged in, I instantly became global elite and started wrecking nerds. But it is really good as you'd expect from the sensor that it's using. As mentioned previously, the coating does mean it can get uncomfortable when things start heating up, wink wink. The software is very basic, you can make your needed customizations and I'll install it straight after, as everything you will need is stored on the mouse. So overall this mouse has impressed me quite a bit. I wasn't expecting anything amazing and it's not, but it is just slightly above average for me, mainly because of the scroll wheel being better than most. But after having a look around, it does seem to be that this mouse isn't without its own issues. Some users are reporting some lift-off distance issues with it being crazy high. Now, fortunately, I haven't had this issue at all regardless of what mouse mat I've been using. Supposedly, Fnatic have fixed this issue with a new batch coming through and hopefully a firmware upgrade to fix it as well. Despite this, I would recommend caution when purchasing, as this isn't something I would be happy with if I were to purchase one. If this issue is completely fixed, then it is a good mouse, but for around £40 you can save up a few extra quid to get a Zowie mouse, which would have better coating, and as they seem to be bringing out mice to suit everybody's hand shapes and sizes, you will probably find one that is right for you. I guess this mouse is more of a market test for Fnatic, to see how their fans respond to being able to get products made directly from them. Honestly, I'm looking forward to what they bring out next. This wasn't a disaster by any means, but I guess now they will be looking into improving quality and after sales support, as it really shouldn't take 3 months to fix a lift-off distance issue. So that's all for my lovely review. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks to Fnatic for sending out this mouse for me. I really appreciate it. Next up we'll be looking at their Rush keyboard. Snazzy. And don't forget to support me on patreon.com/warheryear and visit my website warheryear.gg for the sweetest memes. Thank you.